Hello everyone and welcome back to Lego New York. I'm back from my work trip and it's been a while since I've done an update. However, when I came back there was a pleasant surprise in the mail, and that was the Daily Bugle. I ordered that set I think 1.5 months ago. It got back ordered because of the stock that ran out. But it's finally here. I built it, placed it in the city. You can see it right over there. It makes a huge difference in how the city looks, how it feels, the overall vibe. There are some smaller updates which I will go through, so let's get started. Beginning with, of course, the Daily Bugle. Um, well, most of you know the set by now, but it looks fantastic. When you look at the box, there's actually like a ton of things sticking out in terms of minifigures, and it doesn't look as clean, but now I think it looks absolutely amazing without all the stuff attached to it. I was thinking about placement, tried out a few things. One of the major important things is that my son can actually access the front section of the building, so he can take off the walls and play with the interior. And I ended up with this spot, mostly because you can have the facade face the street side, and the advertisement on the building kind of curves around, which gives you this amazing vibe curving all the way up to Fifth Avenue, where we also have the Empire State Building and some other skyscrapers. I also think it's kind of cool that the Daily Bugle is opposite to the Oscorp Tower, considering Spider-Man and the Green Goblin are mortal enemies of each other. So really happy with this, and I'll just show you a few angles that I really like. So this is one of my favorite ones, where you can see Fifth Avenue and with like a ton of tall buildings next to it. Speaking of tall, it's actually not even the tallest, or not even the second tallest. So the Avengers Tower is taller, the Empire State Building is taller, and the residential is taller, looking at roof height, just a little bit, but still. So that's actually pretty cool. Another cool angle is over here, where if you go down a little bit, so as you can see here, you get a real city vibe, just buildings, just as in real life New York. So some really cool video and photo angles are now possible. So that's a new building, a new skyscraper. I am already planning something new, but I'll talk about that in a second. Let's have a look around the city for a while. My son has created this scene on Times Square, including with my daughter, where Spider-Gwen is playing drums. And I placed the subway station here. It was on the sidewalk over here, but that was kind of inconvenient in terms of play, and it's kind of fitting. I still need one or two of these black tiles to simulate that it's going down. And we have another subway station, I showed it before, over here. So now there's actually two, and you can actually travel. And there's actually two Chitauri holding up a subway passenger. So I also had the deli set from Across the Spider-Verse. It was over here, but I didn't like it. I did add a few floors to it. Then I placed it all the way over here, where you can see I added a few floors, and I bought this ATM heist set from a friend. I was trying out a few things, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to encapsulate this into a New York apartment building being about this tall. So I think that's going to look really cool on either that corner or that corner, one of them, creating a more residential kind of feel, but with all the billboards and stuff. That's actually pretty nice. I also did some sidewalks over here and over here. So just walking back a little bit, you could see that most of this was still empty, and now it's almost completely filled in, kind of drawing in that part of the city, because it's still very messy and empty over there, but that will change in the future. So I'm slowly building my way uptown. Here are some construction materials. I still have some of these signs that I want to place. So a downtown sign and a park sign. And these are actually two stickers from Friendly Neighborhood Crafts that I still need to find a place for. I was thinking about Times Square, but I don't think the colors look that great on this building. Also, I basically just need one more 6x6 sticker to fill that up. And here is the sticker from the sanctum. I think this looks pretty cool. So still some signs that I need to find a new home for. These are parts for the streetlights that I need to order a lot of these long bars for. I did make some decent progress on Bryant Park, because that's what this is going to be. Maybe you can recognize the pattern of the pathways. Still need a couple plates, trees and stuff, but yeah, this is actually going somewhere. I really like how you have this sort of stairway up from the sidewalks going into the park, and this corner bit over here, creating a coffee joint over here, so even the Avengers next door can get their coffee. Not finished, but pretty happy with how that's turning out. Let's see. So overall, there is not too many other changes. However, as you may know by now, most of these buildings, the taller ones, are designed by myself. So Times Square, Wayne Tower, the Empire State Building, and the Residential Tower. And I always design them in a very particular way so that I could add lighting afterwards. And that is exactly what I did. So if you could just hold on for a second, we're gonna switch off the lights. There's still some lights in the back, but that doesn't matter. And then I have a remote control that actually turns on the lights inside the building. And I think this looks absolutely amazing. It's actually a very cheap and easy solution that works on batteries. So just so you know, here is the remote control. Very simple. I can even switch between cool and warm color. So now I think there is so there was a warm color inside of the Empire State, and now it's a cooler color, and I can switch it back to warm whenever I like. I do like the warm colors a little bit better though. So yeah, this works absolutely great, and I am definitely planning to do more of these in the future. The technology that I'm using is very simple. There are these LED pucks that have 3 batteries inside, just normal AAA batteries, and I put them inside the building. Most buildings have a roof that can come off, and yeah, it works with the remote control. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to turn them off again because you have to kind of aim through the windows, but it more than does the job, I think. So very happy with that one. Turning the larger lights back on. And then we move to something else that I haven't shown you before, and that is actually the other side of this Lego room, and it's my airport, and it's also the home of the Avengers Quinjet, and yeah, the airport, which we are actually using as an Avengers base. This is supposed to be a replica of a local airport, but I might change it out to be a New York airport somewhere in the future, so I'll just keep the runway and kind of change the look of the terminal. However, I'm actually pretty glad with how this looks. The roof can come off, so there's no interior yet, but I could like create an entire training facility for the Avengers. So pretty neat stuff, and yeah, a nice place to host the Quinjet. So that's the updates for this time. Mostly Daily Bugle and some smaller stuff, but I'm working on larger projects, and I can review a little bit because last time I told you guys about these really neat street signs that I bought. They're custom printed, and since this is the brick bank, I figured like I need another very New York building. So the next project is going to be Wall Street, which will include the New York Stock Exchange, and I think this is the place where it should go. So fortunately, the modular construction site can be split, so I can just take this out and move it uptown and place the new building here, which is going to be basically this thing, but with a skyscraper attached on the back and on the side, forming a sort of nice corner into the city. So that's going to be the next one. And after that, I'm not entirely sure. When looking at the city from this angle, I kind of miss something over there. So I would have maybe the Parisian restaurant, swap it out and have another tower. And looking at that location, I would guess that would have to be the Chrysler building. But I'm still working on that. So Wall Street first, and that will be the next update, in which I also hope to have completed Bryant Park and add like more details and other stuff. So very happy with the update. I hope you enjoyed viewing the city again, and I will see you all next time.